Welcome everyone once again to our Talent Talks. Today we have a special guest, Zarna Trivedi. Welcome Zarna to the Talent Talk show. Here we talk with different leaders from the HR community and we talk about different topics. Thank you so much for finding out the time and coming over to the show. Um, Zarna, my first question goes to every guest is very simple that you have some lot of achievements in your career. The overall experience have moved from the industry and evolved over the period of time. And as you know, we are moving towards the technology is all the time. Technology is being updated every day. So that's why we kept also a topic that impact of technology on HR, automation, AI, and HR analytics. So over to you. Would love to hear from you about your journey first, and then we take the conversation further ahead.
Sure. Hi, everyone, and thank you, Ashish, and the entire team of MentorKart for this opportunity to, share my views about my journey and the today's topic, which is very much relevant to the industry that we are in today. So, to start with my introductions, my name is Zarna Trivedi, and I have over 17 years of industry experience, been part of multi geography, and been lucky to work in entire gamut of HR, be it operations or as an HR business partner. I have tested it all, and that kind of gave me an age to kind of keep learning and grow as a leader that I am today. And till date also I'm kind of still in the process of learning and skilling and upskilling myself, because I feel that that is one thing that we should never stop doing. So yeah, that's about myself.
Thank you, Zarna. It's been super. I'm sure it would have been super exciting journey for you. 17 years is not a small, experience. So I'm sure you have seen the overall almost 2 decades,
Yeah.
and in this journey, how you have seen the technology evolving, especially in the HR space, and from those manual days to now. Maybe would you like to share the same little more in detail how HR is?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for this question, Ashish. In fact, I have definitely seen that journey where I've started my journey from an era where there was no Chat GPT, no Gemini. Forget about Chat GPT or Gemini. There was no LinkedIn. Okay, there was no online assessments happening. Even before every one would rather go into the manual task. We used to sit back and do the filings. We used to manually do a lot of work, distributing, pay slips of the employees, a lot of spreadsheet work. Even though we had the, HRIS systems in place, but they were like, very basics. We would still not rely on that because we never know when something goes wrong. So with that, we would always keep our backup ready in the form of Excel. And it was a time where recruitment used to happen all the face to face. From there my journey has started, and then I've kind of but things have changed quickly, from there to now. And I've been to organizations where then the time of automation started coming up very quickly. And then uh, I have been able to automate some of the systems where a lot of applications were being used. Each and every functions of HR started getting automated, making it a smooth experience for the employees, where keep kept in mind. It kind of reduces a lot of time and stuff like that. So I got into that, and from there to now, where I'm part of this organization, 66 degrees, where I'm the forefront of AI in HR, where we are using AI for, like, intelligence screening, or be it could for the predictive analysis, or for employee engagement, for workforce planning, or for leveraging AI for understanding what the market benchmarking, and many which ways. And or maybe taking using Gemini's kind of a technologies for making note of the meeting, ensuring we do not miss out on anything. So we are all there. So I think it has been a tremendous change that has happened over the period of time. And um, it's important for us to keep us ourselves upskills all the time to keep up with that era. And I'm glad I'm part of one of such organizations who are into that trending industry. So yeah.
No, I think so, Zarna. I remember those days. I entered into industry little before. Even before 17 years. So I even seen the those era are of having a walk-in interviews, giving the job, recruitment, classified advertisement in the newspaper,
Yeah.
and people used to line up in front of your offices. So you need to have a real estate to really handle that,
Yeah.
because against one job there used to be 20 candidate or 100 candidate at least.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying from there till now a lot have changed. The walk-in has
Absolutely.
changed
In fact,
to the
if I
pipeline.
may, yeah, if I may add something, I think that also includes the flexibility of work that we used to sit. I remember we used to sit in office for like hours together, and today we do have that flexibility to work from home, and even on a hybrid way we can also balance our work life, and that is all thanks to technology. Of course, it comes with its own challenges. It has its pros and cons, but I feel if it's kind of being used properly, carefully and mindfully, then I guess it's a good way of saving our day-to-day operational work.
Yeah, Jarna, thank you so much. So I think so, coming over to the how can HR professional ensure that the automation align with the organization goals and avoids the job displacement. We saying the any automation always create a perception. I won't say real threat, but the perception about that will take out the job or it will replace someone, right? So
Right.
baby would like to put some thoughts on that.
Absolutely, that's a very very valid point, which probably runs across a lot of and a lot of people's mind, and I think that can be eliminated by ensuring that automation supports strategical objectives. Uh, we also need to ensure that we upskill and reskill our employee by designing the jobs to focus on the human skills and communicate and maintaining the transparency in mind, because uh, uh, communication plays a bigger role here, while eliminating a lot of mindsets. So to align our goals, I would say first, as an organization, we need to be well aware of as to where are we leading to, what is our goals, and we need to be very clear ourselves, ensure that everybody is on the same page, and then we need to also open the communications among the group where this is getting affected, and ensure that they are aligned with the organization's goal, hear out the concerns, address them, take out enough time to talk to them and involve them, and ensure that we are not replacing completely this automation with human, because at the end of the day, uh, we are not going to do that. We are not going to replace it. We are definitely going to need a human touch as well, and hence we need to probably look at reskilling them, upskilling them, and that's how we would be able to align, right? And that message has to go across organization very loud and clearly.
No, absolutely. So upskilling and reskilling always needed. And in HR, we always say that whatever the job I've been doing this year, until I'm doing something improving next year or do something different next year, how can I be and continue to be employable? Right. So
Right.
that's very important, and that's you made the point very clearly. Going from here, uh, what do you think that what's the role of artificial intelligence in HR and how it is being used to improve decision making? And that decision making, you can give perspective of yours that where at all maybe it impact.
Well, AI can play a very vital role when it comes to HR, be it enhancing the talent acquisitions, or maybe improvement in our employee engagement activities, or doing taking the strategical decisions by using it for our data analysis. Along with that, the most important thing, it helps us reduce the biasness and improving the candidate experience, getting the right candidates in place. It can also be used as upskilling and reskilling by taking the help of identifying the gap in the skills which one would require to upskill in their career path or move ahead. When it comes to when we are talking about the career pathing, it is important that we identify that for an individual to move from one level to another level, what are the skills that one would require. And from that point of view, I think AI can be used very well as a tool. So starting from recruitment to I would say entire life cycle, throughout the life cycle, AI can be very well used in each stage of our cycle of HR functions that we are doing. And my highlight would be, if I have to pick up a few things, and I would just like to summarize it by calling it starting from candidate selections, of making it very experienced for the candidate, to then bringing them onboarding and making the onboarding smooth to them, and then ensuring that we are identifying the skills and providing the training to them, and last but not the least, doing the career pathing and helping candidate to grow in their career. Because if employees are happy and satisfied, I think the organization's overall retention ratio is gonna definitely go up day by day. And that's kind
True.
of how we meet our ultimate goal.
Absolutely. I think so. You are absolutely bang on there. I'm missing the decision making using AI is not only in HR but overall everywhere in the business function. It is being used because data is the new oil. Everybody says, right? So data, whatever is coming, whether it's related to people,
Absolutely, and it
process,
plays a very
or
key role.
technology,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a key role to decide, and it saves time for everybody. Next, one important thing when the automation happen, when the AI comes in, as we see that AI is about artificial intelligence, but not the intelligence, maybe the real intelligence. When we talk about that, then obviously the ethical uses and ethical implication becomes very important. What do you see that what are those ethical implication of using AI in HR?
Mhm.
And how can organization ensure the responsible use of AI um, or its practices across, especially in the HR or otherwise? Actually, HR, when we talk about HR, is people, and then ultimately across all the function, all the people works. So it applies everywhere. So maybe any
Absolutely.
thought process on the ethical implications?
Absolutely. I think ethical implementation is, I mean, being ethical as an HR is very, very important, and it's very crucial, especially in the area of HR that you belong to. I mean, for any functions that you are leading, of course, it's important, especially, but it becomes important when you are using it along with the technologies like AI, because it ultimately it is us, as a human being, who would kind of use that technology as to decide what are the fields going to be there, and who, I mean, we are the designers behind the AI to function the way it is functioning today, I would say. So it's important to have the ethical implications in mind while using HR. It also also concerns me when it comes to, let's say, privacy violations, or let's say lack of transparency. We also have to be very conscious about the job displacement, ensuring that we are not using AI to such an extent where we have to replace it with somebody's job, until we are kind of helping that person reskilling, and then be able to provide another alternate job for that person. But I think responsible use requires us to do a lot of data or quality control or quality check before we even start using it. Sometimes it may also happen that as a human we kind of oversight a lot of things, and so it's important that we continuously keep monitoring it, and try and work on improving it as and when we experience any kind of glitches in the system, because ultimately it is just a
True.
machine and there is a human brain behind it that works.
True, absolutely. The one very important thing when technology and automation, everything happening at a rapid pace of speed.
Right.
Um what is your advice to the HR professionals to ensure that they are not left behind? And maybe you can also share the implication of not being updated
Right.
with the latest for the HR professionals as a for their career. Maybe you would like to
Right.
highlight something on that.
But I would like to believe that as an HR professional, we all are aware about, its pros and cons. But yes, I would just like to, if I have to advise, and I would say embrace the continuous learning and develop the technical skills. Could it be data analysis, or could it be AI, HR related, tech tools, AI tools. You should always stay informed, experiment with the new technologies, and focus on the human skills, which is like critical thinking or communications, which is very very important. But at the end of the day, staying focused, keep ourselves learning, and continuous learning is something at the end of the day is very important to stay ahead of time.
Absolutely. And one important question I'm missing, as you know, we at MentorKart keep working on different initiatives with HR professionals across the companies, across the board, across the industry. Where do you feel that we should do something, or maybe you feel that we can add really value to the professional in setting up the processes, or doing any barriers? What is that most important thing you feel you think is good for us?
I think as an being the industry expert, or the kind of technology expert that from where they are coming from, your expert advice as to what are the new trends, would be definitely like a cherry on the top. Also, when we are always in a world where we often tend to lose ourselves in a routine work, and sometimes we need to take a pause and think how do we, where are we, and how to go ahead from here. So the expert like you probably can be that people who would kind of knock the door and can say, hey, you know what, this is what is happening, and you can do this also, you can do that also. And of course, since MentorKart provides a one-stop solutions for end-to-end hirings, be it ADS or campus hiring or upskilling. So if we get that technologies, and if we kind of join hands, I feel it can save a lot of our time, ensures that we are bringing the right amount, I mean, right, inside the organization, whom we do not have to kind of invest time and money at a later stage in training them or experimenting whether it would work or not. So I think it would be a great, I would say, investment, in companies like yours, and also taking the advantage of your expertise, which would be a win-win situation for both of us.
Absolutely, Zarna. I think so. That's a very good piece of advice, and so we should work more closer to achieve those goals. Uh, One very important question which everybody in the HR, when we speak, comes about, is that some of the common mistakes what people make in any organization when they adopting the technologies or processes in the HR, say. Maybe would you like to highlight something from your journey? Maybe the mistakes what people make, or we should avoid to do that.
Well, absolutely. I think the first and foremost mistake, or maybe that I would like to highlight, is lack of a clear goal or objectives.
Hmm.
They just kind of get carried away with the technologies that others are having this technologies. So maybe I would also want to run in that race without even understanding what suits to my organization, or what would work for my organization. Also, we need to be a little more sensitive about ensuring that by bringing too much of technologies, I hope we are not doing injustice to our current employees by replacing them, because that is not the intent. Uh, it's, yes, technologies are good to have, but then there's always way to kind of make best use of it by upskilling them first and then bring the technology. So first be clear about why do you need that technology, to what extent do we need to use the technologies, and ensuring everybody is on the same page when you are kind of having it, and people are ready. You should be ready to skill them. It's not that we bring the technology but we don't know how to make use of it later, then probably it's a waste of investment. So there has to be a ROI, can only come only when you are kind of skilled enough for that particular technologies, and you are able to use to face those challenges. These are main things. Apart from that, I would feel that we need to also adopt the technology focus approach. Data related errors, we need to also be ready to see what are the challenges that we would face after we have implemented those challenges, because we need somebody who's fully trained and for using that technologies, and to keeping that technologies upgraded all the time. Just
Right.
doing it at one time would not help, because we have to keep upgrading, keep working on it. It's not just one time, it's like kind of a frequent work that requires behind it. There's a constant and continuous effort that goes behind it.
So absolutely, I think so. Some of the takeaways I would say that from this conversation is that for the people, it's about skilling, upskilling, reskilling, and learnings.
Yeah.
Uh, for the technology, it's all about that. It's not always the technology can drive everything.
Yeah.
It is more of business which drives the technology, and ultimately your own specific business needs. They drive that implementation and adoption rather
Right.
than making a race. The processes, I would say, what comes out from your conversation is that very important that process are always organized in a specific
Yeah.
particular area so that the efficiency can be brought in. I think so. Some of these things are very very important when we are implementing in the process and technology in our this thing. Uh, Coming to the what is that final one advice you would like to give to HR professionals who are looking to stay ahead of the curve? Um, I won't say on technology, but in overall in their career, which help them to do that. And maybe then one question for the basically youth who are trying to enter into the industry. What
Yeah.
is that one advice for them when they are passing out from their colleges and trying to, you know, start their career? So these are the two advices for two different stakeholders. One is for HR and one for the youth is what I would like to hear from you.
Right, sure. So, for HR professionals, of course, I would recommend them to become a tech savvy to an extent which is required for their job to, they need to. Championing the, data driven culture, focus on the employee experience, which is highly important, and prioritize your strategic HR, and embrace the future of work. I think this would be my piece of advice for the HR professionals. When it comes to today's youth, they are of course quite smart enough to understand a lot of things, but at the same time there are a lot of options in front of them. So my piece of advice is that be focused on your goal, be passionate about what you do what you are passionate about as well, I would like to say. And at the same time, when you are in a process of using technologies, be a little mindful, be ethical, and I think, yeah, with the right attitude, and you should ensure that you never stop learning. So I think that is what I would like to advise. Otherwise, I don't think I need to advise them anything beyond that.
No, thank you, Zarna, for your time. I think so. It had been a great conversation, and I'm sure it will help the people who are watching this particular talk. Especially it goes when it goes to youth, they also try and understand the perspective of HR,
Right.
and the colleague who are working in the same industry. The automation is a way to go, and automation with AI is a super way to go. I'm saying it's like very, very important. Thank you so much once again for this today.